Hi there, it's me again. Life was one weird fucking trip there, mate. I'm on the beach, Bethel's Beach, West Auckland. Just chilling out, went for a walk this morning. Just contemplating my existence. Man, it's been quite the year, and it's still going. I'm finding it really interesting how the developments of my life, what's happened to me in the last year, the decisions that I've made, the choices that I've made around helping other people and giving back a lot of my time and my energy to other people, and how that I've got no control over how other people choose to receive one of my time and my energy. And having to step back from that place of like feeling like I've got no control how people choose to respond and to react to how I'm giving my time and my energy to them, and just accepting the fact that there's no expectations around how, other than the fact that I'm actually doing this, making these, I wouldn't say it's sacrifices, because it's more choices about how I choose to present myself in reality, right? This year I was going to go traveling again abroad, 2024. I was ready to go again in June this year. I had booked a ticket to go to Australia, and then from Australia I was going to use it as a landing base. It was a springboard really to go further afield, which I did in 1997. Did the same thing all over again. Getting eaten by sandflies and midges while I'm sitting up here or lying up here on this hill, and flies. And I made the decision to stay and look after one of my dear friends and support him through his journey, with his health journey, which ended with him expiring and dying, well, transitioning, they say, transitioning in October. He was diagnosed with cancer in March. I could see the need for emotional heavy lifting, which he wasn't prepared to go and do until the very end. And when he surrendered to the fact that all his choices he had made, he was accountable for every choice that he made, and therefore in that place of realization, surrendered to the fact that he was transitioning onto and having to have a whole new adventure. And the chrysalis that was his body, and this is my perception, the caterpillar is the spirit, and it comes into the body, which is the chrysalis, and metamorphosizes through the experience of what we consider to be reality, the sum total of your experiences. This is the strange thing about life. You know, we as, if you believe this to be true, if we as consciousness, infinity, a droplet of consciousness of God or source energy, wishing to experience itself, and all levels of existence and creation that it's created, it pops itself into this genetic spacesuit, which we use to decode this three-dimensional reality we call life, right? To come into this genetic spacesuit for what they say, 70, or something like that anyway, in regards, well, maybe in this age, in the ascending Kali Yuga cycle, between 60 to 80 years, you know, generally is pretty much a life cycle. In your genetic spacesuit, which is your biological, technological, in my perception, I'm not alone with this perception, your technological, biological, genetic spacesuit, which you, as consciousness, enter into and have the awareness to perceive reality and decode reality through your five senses, but also you become the sum total of all your experiences and the people that you meet in this lifetime, within the frame of the lens, that being the body, as you experience reality in this lifetime. You inherit and you create a personas, masks, identity. You identify yourself as being something, as being, like for example, for me, if I chose to identify myself as being something, I'm a creative, I'm a creator. I've created a legacy in regards to writing 13 books. I've done hundreds of videos, I've done podcasts, I've created book trailers, I'm a creative, I've directed, produced, scripted, acted, and everything I've done as a creative individual, I've chosen to express myself with creativity and through art. You know, so I would say to people, who are you? If they say you're looking for a sense of identity, if I was going to relate to myself in the 3D world, I'd say I'm a creative. If I was going to relate to myself as in the infinity sense, and go beyond the body, I'd say I'm awareness having an experience as CHRYSALIS, this label that I give myself to identify myself as being something within this reality that you can relate to. It's so fucking weird, man. So my friend who passed over, who transitioned, to me the body is the chrysalis. The consciousness comes into the body. And the body is the chrysalis, and then you have a sum total of all the experiences you have in this lifetime within the genetic spacesuit. All those sum total experiences, in my perception, is the awareness of self, of source energy coming into the body, having this experience of having been in this frequency band for a very short time. And all those experiences, all those people, all those moments you have in this experience of life within the genetic spacesuit become a sum total that go into the experience of the chrysalis, and they are taken into the chrysalis, into the body, into the awareness of this experience we call reality, 3D. This is just my perception, right? Flies are just going for it, and these midges are biting me, which is another experience for me, right? Get my blood sucked by midges, the blood of my genetic spacesuit. So the awareness behind this experience all becomes from my perceptions, the sum total of this chrysalis. You take it with you into the chrysalis, and it's transformed and transmuted through your life experience if you choose to have the awareness to understand who and what you really are. You are all that is, ever has been, and ever will be, having an experience in this genetic spacesuit, because you are the awareness, not the personas, not the identity. Those are things that you pick up along the way on this trip, on this strange and wonderful trip. What a strange and wonderful trip it's been. Grateful Dead. So you go along through this experience called life, the reality, not life, because life is forever, it's eternal. But this experience called reality within the magnetic field of existence, which is our thought processes, which is our resonance, which is our feeling, which is our emotion, all these aspects of the genetic spacesuit of this 3D reality. All of these compile, and the more awareness you have around the nature of how this reality works, how this frequency band works, then you have more power to move through it and create whatever you choose to create, whatever you want to create. But still, if you have the awareness to remember who you really are and what you really are, this experience becomes just that, it's an experience. And for my friend who passed over and transitioned, I could see that. It was like I was given this gift this year. I was given this gift in 2024 of seeing my dear friend, the memory of him now, I call him, his name was Jeff, but to me now he's just pure awareness. He's with me more now than he was when he was in the physical encapsulation of his body. With the chrysalis, I saw this experience, but I'm seeing this experience in myself now, is that all these sum total experiences I'm having in my life experience within this reality, within this frequency band, is like source energy, awareness compiling all these experiences and transmuting them within the chrysalis. So when it leaves the chrysalis and becomes the butterfly that flies out and goes back to eternity, it goes back with all these sum total of the experiences of what it had during that experience encapsulated in that body. And it's a beautiful way in my perception about how to perceive the nature of life, reality, experience. And it is, we have these senses, the sense of self-identity around the nature of who we are. And it's all a fucking massive illusion. You know, it's just a big illusion, but we hang on to it so tightly like it's real. That's important. It's all transitory, isn't it? In the end, we can't take anything we have in this experience with us, including our bodies. We can't take them with us. Everything we have in this life, this reality, everything we experience, all the people that we meet, become memories to us. Become if we choose to let them be, attachments to us. We attach ourselves to the experiences, we attach ourselves to the emotions, to the feelings, to the people, to the objects, to everything we experience. We can, if we choose to, attach ourselves to these things, and they become part of our self-identity, who we are, who we identify ourselves as being. And to me it seems absolutely comical, because in the end we can't take any of it with us. But we can relate to these things and see them for what they are. Simply experiences, right? And we are the caterpillar. And my perception and awareness that comes into the chrysalis, that being the genetic spacesuit. We take in within that genetic spacesuit all the sum total of all our experiences, people, thoughts, emotions, feelings of that. We call it a lifetime or a life, right? It's another label. It's a definition of what we call, what we understand to be the time that we have within the encapsulated chrysalis, in my perception once again. And in the end, we leave the chrysalis, we transmute that experience, those experiences and memories and everything we've had. We have to leave them all behind. We see, when we leave that physical, when we leave it physical, it's not even physical, it's an illusion in itself. When we leave the encapsulated chrysalis and become the butterfly, I like to feel as though the sum total of all that we've experienced in our genetic spacesuits is the wind beneath our wings. As we fly back to source energy, we go into eternity and have this whole new adventure in eternity. And it's enriched us. It's enriched us in a way that makes us understand that everything we did in our lifetime, every choice we made, brought us to the place where we got to in those last few moments of existence within our chrysalis. And to see that and to surrender to that, and have the dignity, as my friend did when he passed, to come to terms of accountability of he made that discernment himself and realized that he's the sum total of all his experiences, and to go like, this is the wind beneath my wings. I made my decisions to get to the place where I am. I totally surrendered to that. All my plans I had in place, God laughed at those and went like, no, you're not. This is your journey. And there's a really interesting thing about that, the whole idea that God laughs at your plans. Because my plans this year in 2024, forget about it. None of them took place. None of them happened. In fact, I simply surrendered to what was in front of me and made choices about how I chose to proceed forward, moving forward in my life, due to the nature of what I was experiencing in that moment. That's taught me a lot about the nature of, like I said before, what I saw in front of me, my friend's experiences around his own health journey, the choices that he made, but the dignity and also the realization that for me, looking at the situation and how his progression from his health to his eventual transitioning out of his chrysalis and becoming the butterfly, it was like, yes, the sum total of all my experiences brought me to where I am. And God laughed at my plans because there was a bigger plan at work here. And that plan for me in this year, in 2024, which is almost over, this is December, this is the first week of December 2024 and I'm making this video. For me, it showed me how much, and I'm experiencing this every day still with my own, with people around me as my mirrors, how much we identify ourselves with the sum total of our experiences and how people relate to us. Well, this is just another journey. It's just a journey. And that's what it is. There's no destination for me anymore in regards to my experience. It's all part of the destination. The journey is the destination for me. And everything I'm experiencing, sum total, goes into the chrysalis of my being and my awareness, and it transmutes, and it will transmute and become the wind beneath my wings when I leave my chrysalis and become a butterfly and fly back into eternity. And not to say I'm not already there, because I have the awareness to also compute and understand that I'm already in eternity, in this frequency band, but I'm still having this experience within this lens we call a body, through the five senses and beyond the five senses, to understand the nature of my everyday, moment-to-moment experience within this frequency band, but also comprehend and understand and integrate and assimilate the awareness, the deeper awareness that moves through my body, through my genetic spacesuit, which is the consciousness, not the personas, not the personalities, the self-identity, which I have to utilize in order to relate to people, and people utilize to relate to me in everyday life. But the true awareness I see in everyone's eyes, the spark, the divine spark, which is that caterpillar transforming in our chrysalises to one day become a butterfly. Thanks for watching. I truly appreciate it. Nice spot, eh? Bethel's Beach. Mā te wā. I'll see you again soon.